If you are in the market to buy or sell a house, one of the biggest expenses is the agent commission. Who pays the buyer's agent commission? Let's break it down so you know how much to expect to pay. Hi, I'm Laura Clute with Ozark Gateway Realty, and I work with lakefront sellers who are animal owners. So how do you know who pays the buyer's agent commission? Both a buyer and seller will likely sign an agreement with their agents when they go to buy or sell a home. In that agreement, it will outline who pays for what and what you are responsible for. Our listing agreement states the percentage the seller is responsible to pay, and this does include both commission for the selling agent and the listing agent, so everybody gets paid. Our MLS requires us to put on each listing how much we're willing to pay when an agent brings a buyer to buy one of our listings. We have companies who agree to accept that commission, and we have other companies have a different percentage that's a fixed percentage no matter what property we sell. We agree to pay 50% of the commission to any company as long as they in turn will pay us 50% of the commission when we sell their listings. Our listing agreements also have a cancellation fee, just in case you decide to just cancel and change your mind about selling your home. That is different than if we list your home for sale and agree to a certain time period and it expires. That's not the same, and a cancellation fee would not be required. If you are working with an agent to buy a home, you will sign a buyer's agency agreement. It has a lot of the same wording as the listing agreement, except it's for buying instead of selling. We agree to accept the split of the listing agency as it says on the MLS or whatever our agreement is with that company. But when you buy it for sale by owner, if you use an agent, you'll have to pay out of pocket because there's no listing agency. But this ensures that you get a professional service no matter what home you buy, and the agent gets paid to provide for their families. Agents will be able to answer any questions you have, walk you through every step, and help you stress less about the process. Because you've still got a life to live, they can focus on your buying. There may be a cancellation fee in your buyer's agency agreement, so make sure that you read it. There is one in ours, and that is if you actually cancel the agreement between you and the agent. Then you would owe a cancellation fee for the time and efforts that your agent put in. This is not if the agreement expires or if you don't find a home to buy, then there's no cancellation fee due. So the majority of the time, the seller is paying both the listing and the selling agent. However, there are many people that want to change that. They want it so that the seller pays the seller's agent and the buyer pays the buyer's agent. You may have noticed on Realty.com and other websites that show houses for sale that they're starting to show the percentage that the buyer's agent receives when they sell this house. So what you would be paying them to help you buy this house. There are people in the legislature trying to make it so that you will actually pay that out of pocket and then the seller will pay separately. This may be difficult for a lot of buyers as they already have to come up with a down payment and closing costs or even just the purchase price, and they don't necessarily have the funds to pay a buyer's agent commission too. Or people who are buying with a VA or USDA backed loan that they don't even have a down payment or closing costs and often has to ask the seller to help them with that, and that would leave many of them without an agent to protect their interests. You could also say the buyers pay the buyer's agent commission as well as the seller's agent because they paid the purchase price, whether it's cash or loan, and then that money goes to the seller, and then that seller pays the closing costs and walks away just with whatever is left. This is another reason that buyer's agent fees are showing up on those listing services where you're searching for homes like Realtor.com, so that the buyer agent does understand that they are in a roundabout way paying for that commission. The seller comes to their listing price and the price they agree to accept when you make an offer by calculating all their costs, including the commission. So you could see how some people would say that the buyer is paying the commission for the buyer and the seller agent. Also keep in mind that the commission is not only split between the agents, whether there's one or two, but also the brokers. So if you have a selling agent that's different from the buying agent, that means that there's a buyer broker and a seller broker. So the commission is getting split 4 ways. And on top of that, the commissioner has to cover marketing for your property as well as the agent's time and efforts to show and sell it. They have to attend appraisals, be there at inspections, and also those agents are independent contractors, so they have to pay their self-employment tax out of that commission too. So it gets whittled down really quickly how much is left. Agents work to find you a home knowing they may never get paid. They take you to homes that you want to see using their own gas and time. They prepare a market analysis so you can list your home and get a great return, never knowing if you're going to list with them, much less if they're going to be able to sell your home. They negotiate offers and inspection repairs, not knowing if your offer is going to get accepted or if the seller will agree to make repairs. They are the closing table to make sure all your questions and concerns are taken care of, but of course to get paid as well. They have to go back and cover all the costs that they incurred with marketing and their time and their efforts. Plus, it can take several months for a house to close so that an agent can get paid. So don't get upset with an agent if they don't want to show you a house that's 2 hours away, or you haven't even bothered to get a pre-approval to see if you can buy a home. They want to make sure that they're putting their efforts into someone who will actually close. Whether your agent is representing you as a buyer or seller, make sure you understand if they are representing one or both of you in a transaction. Real estate is one of the few professions where both sides can be represented by the same agent. You always have the option of choosing your agent. Buyers need to understand that when they call about a listing that they see advertised, they're calling the listing agent. That's the person that represents the seller. They will deal with you fairly and honestly, but until you sign a buyer's agency agreement, they are only working for a seller. If you never sign a buyer's agency agreement, if you only sign an offer, they are only working for the seller. That's the only way that you have an agent representing and working for you if you sign a buyer's agency agreement. Yes, there's going to be fees in there that you're going to have to be paid, but don't you want someone working for you? Can you negotiate a commission? Yes, a commission is negotiable, like any other parts of an agreement between two parties. Whether it's a listing agreement or a buyer's agency agreement, you can negotiate the commission. But more than likely, if you ask to cut the costs, the agent's going to put in less effort, or you're going to get less marketing. Whether that means no video or no print ads, or less time that the agent spends on marketing or helping you find a property to buy, it will make a difference. Commission pays for all of those things, as well as the time and effort of the agent. Remember, the value that you give is the value you will receive. Buying and selling a home will likely be the biggest transaction of your life. Don't you want an expert on your side who sees the value in what they are offering you? Now that you know you'll be working with a buyer's agent, check out this video. Is renting better than buying? See you next time.